Hello and welcome back. I'm here alone in my study and I am trying to film a coffee review. We recently went to our local coffee shop, which is also a roaster here in London, and I have purchased 3 bags of speciality grade coffee beans. I'm gonna quickly show you the 3 bags. I might not be reading this correctly, so apologies if I'm mispronouncing some names, but this is called San Antonio Amatepec, and it is from El Salvador. It is a bourbon variety, fully washed, and some of the tasting notes are red apple, pecan, vanilla sugar, and chewy. The third one is a Chinese bean, which is called Yivu. So it's from the Yunnan region of China. It's a Catimor P3/P4 variety. Process is yellow honey, so it's a honey processing, and some of the taste notes are dried apple, Mirabelle hunt plum, honeycomb, caramel, and syrupy. So the syrupy, I guess, is just the mouth feel. And the third one is the Guatemalan, and it's called La Cometa. It is a Caturra bourbon, Pacarama, and Pashi variety. So it might just be that they have lots of coffee trees of different varieties, and this is more of a blend. And it's a fully washed, just like the El Salvadorian one. The taste notes are orange, watermelon, nougat, and it's juicy. So the way I would like to do these tastings is basically, it's quite difficult, right? Because I'm not a coffee connoisseur, nor am I a roaster, nor am I a Q grader. So it's what I've picked up in the past 6 months. So I will basically cup them. And the cupping method that I am using is a replica of James Hoffmann's. Mr. James Hoffmann's, thank you very much for all the teaching that you do through your YouTube channel. So I'm going to be cupping these beans. I am going to be grinding them myself, then I'm going to be brewing them myself, and then I'm going to be cupping it myself. Let's get to it. Right, I'm back. The light has changed. I'm using natural light, so it might be a bit of a dark evaluation of what happened during the cupping. But I have to say, it's not an easy thing to do. I have printed off a nice little sheet where I'm basically doing like a coffee evaluation, one that most coffee shops do. So it's not necessarily a Q grader evaluation, it's not necessarily a roaster grading, it's more of a coffee shop grading. And you can comment on aroma, acidity, sweetness, body, finish, some specific flavor notes, and you can give them an overall grade as well. So let's get into this. I really like them all. I have to say I prefer a light to medium roast, and I do like a mild, highly acidic, floral, fruity coffee. Let's start with the El Salvador one, which is a bourbon variety. So it said that it should taste like red apple, well, the flavor notes that I should be picking up is red apple, pecan, vanilla sugar, and the mouthfeel should be chewy. In terms of aroma, so when you smell the grounds or the beans, so I usually open the packet and I smell the beans. Wow, that's not at all. Wow, that was just not focused. So when I smell coffee, to comment on aroma, I smell it in the bag. I smell it when I freshly grind them, and then I smell it once it has gone through the blooming phase. So when I basically stop the brewing time, i.e. when I stir the grounds after about 4 minutes of brewing. And the aroma to me was definitely a sweet, fruity, and it did remind me of apples. So that's what I wrote down. Sweet apples. Acidity wise, it wasn't highly acidic cup. It wasn't very sweet. It had a very heavy and very full body, just like they pointed it out on the packet. It was very chewy. It has a short finish, and overall for flavor notes I just said apples because I couldn't really distinguish anything else, and an overall score of mine was 5 out of 10. So the second one is the Guatemalan one, which was the blend packet of beans. Upon evaluating the aroma, it was quite intense and I have to say lovely. It had ginger biscuit. It reminded me of ginger biscuits, freshly opened ginger biscuits, and a lemonade. So it did have a bit of a citrusy aroma, high acidity, like medium to high sweetness, which I loved. I'm gonna say like a bang on middle in terms of body and mouthfeel. Very short finish, but it was definitely like reminiscent of citrus and oranges. The funny thing is that when I first cupped and brewed this coffee, I got honeydew melon, I got like lots of flavor, like citrus, like mainly lemonade, like a sweet lemony flavor, and toffee. The next day when I brew it, I got a very, very heavy aroma after the blooming phase of oranges, which was super exciting. So I have to say this was my favorite. I gave it an overall score of 8.5 out of 10. And to finish it off, the Chinese one, which I was super excited about, the Catamore variety. It was a bit of a, I don't want to say a bit of a letdown, because it was a surprisingly great cup of coffee the second time I brew it. So I don't know whether there is like massive variety or massive like difference between the way I brew it, or if like the cafetiere method brought out better flavor notes and qualities from these beans. But when I did the traditional cupping, it was a bit of a letdown. So upon smelling the beans, I got a very strong petroleum smell, which was a bit off-putting. Low on acidity, low on sweetness. I would say medium on sweetness. So it was definitely sweeter than the El Salvadorian one. Body light, and a very short, sweet honey finish. So the flavor notes that came out and were distinguishable were definitely sweet, honey, sugar, maple syrup, if I want to be a bit more sophisticated, and then candied fruit. Like you definitely got a bit of like candied pineapple, candied mango, that sort of flavor notes were the ones that I have written down. I also made a note of when I first did the cupping was that it was better cooled. So when it was fully cold, it was very pleasant. Sorry, I'm losing light here, so I'm gonna have to rush the end of this video. I'm filming at 7 in the evening, so that might be a problem. All in all, I'm very pleased with all these beans. I enjoy drinking them. I found some defects when it comes to some flavor notes in the Chinese one. Upon smelling the beans, there was a bit of slight petroleum smell, which upon grinding completely dissipated and vanished. And when the coffee was cooled down, it was absolutely lovely. Lots of like nice citrusy flavors came out, but there was a bit of a vegetable aftertaste that I've noticed. The next day when I brew it in the French press, it was completely different. So there are always variables, and one brewing method might actually make that bean shine. So I gave 6 out of 10 to the Chinese beans. So it actually was second place. That's it for the Vagabond tasting review. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will try and film more of these. If you like these videos, please comment, tell me what you like, what you didn't like. Hit that subscribe button. It would really help me. And hope to see you soon. This is not coffee, actually. This is cherry cola. I really shouldn't drink too much of this.